Have you ever found yourself waking up multiple times during the night, rushing to the bathroom, and wondering if this is just a part of getting older? It's a quiet frustration many seniors face, yet it's rarely talked about openly. I remember when I first started experiencing this too. Those frequent interruptions left me tired, irritable, and honestly, a little defeated. It felt like my nights were stolen, and my days followed suit, dragging with fatigue. But here's the truth I wish someone had told me sooner. Waking up at night to urinate isn't something you just have to accept. There are simple, gentle changes you can make to your daily habits that will help you reclaim your nights and your energy. No complicated treatments, no harsh medications. Just straightforward, scientifically backed steps designed for people like you and me. In this video, I'm going to share 5 surprisingly easy habits that can reduce or even stop those nightly bathroom trips. These small shifts have transformed the sleep and vitality of thousands of seniors, and I truly believe they can do the same for you. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed, with more energy to enjoy the things you love. So, tell me, how often do you wake up during the night? Share your experience in the comments below. I'm here to listen and support you. Remember, you deserve restful nights and vibrant days ahead. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. Now, let's begin. 1. Drinking liquids in the 3 hours before bed. It's a scene so familiar to many of us. The clock edges past 7 p.m., dinner plates are cleared, the evening news hums in the background, and maybe, just maybe, you reward yourself with a comforting cup of herbal tea. Perhaps you even reach for a juicy slice of watermelon, thinking it's a light and healthy dessert. After all, you've earned a treat. Or perhaps, as you wind down from the day, you find yourself sipping water or a warm mug of milk, hoping it might even help you sleep better. But what if this gentle ritual, one that feels so soothing and harmless, is quietly stealing your sleep away, night after night? For years, I never questioned these habits. Like so many others, I thought I was doing the right thing. I'd fill a glass of water before bed, just in case. And sometimes even wake up thirsty, taking a few sips in the darkness before drifting back to a restless sleep. I told myself, better to be hydrated. Friends and doctors said staying hydrated was important, especially as we get older. What harm could a little extra liquid do? It wasn't until I began waking up several times each night, the heavy weight of sleep clinging to my body as I shuffled toward the bathroom, that I started to wonder, is this just old age? Or am I missing something simple? The exhaustion crept in quietly. My days blurred, and activities that once brought me joy, gardening, playing cards, walking the grandkids to the park, felt like chores. I saw the same fatigue mirrored in friends and neighbors, all of us resigned to the same nighttime interruptions. Then I met Margaret, a vibrant 72-year-old from Arizona. Margaret had always loved a warm mug of chamomile tea before bed, a ritual she cherished since childhood. But she confided to me, "Doc, I'm up 5 times a night. I'm at my wit's end. I can't remember the last time I slept straight through." Margaret's story echoed my own, and probably yours, too. We talked through her daily routine, and it became clear, it wasn't just the obvious glass of water before bed. Soups at dinner, high-water fruits like melon, even a medication taken with a late snack, all added up to more fluid than she realized. Her kidneys, faithful workhorses, were simply doing their job. But instead of slowing down at night as nature intended, they kept churning, filling her bladder, and robbing her of precious deep sleep. Most people don't realize how the body's systems work in harmony when we allow them to. There's a hormone called vasopressin, the body's own anti-pee signal, which naturally ramps up at night. Its job is to help us sleep by telling the kidneys to produce less urine. But when we overload our system with liquids too close to bedtime, we overwhelm this careful balance. The result? We're up and down all night, never sinking into the deep, restorative sleep our bodies crave. It's a sneaky truth. Not all liquids are obvious. That innocent bowl of soup, a handful of grapes, an evening orange, or a cup of herbal tea, all contribute water that your body will try to process overnight. Even some pills need to be taken with a full glass of water, and while we absolutely must follow our doctor's advice, timing that water earlier in the day can make a world of difference. So how do you break this cycle without feeling deprived or parched? The answer isn't about cutting out hydration. Heaven knows, we need to stay hydrated as we age, for our hearts, our skin, and even our digestion. Instead, it's about timing. Think of it like setting a gentle boundary for your body. After this hour, let's let the system rest. Margaret and I made a simple plan. She set a liquid curfew. 3 hours before bedtime, she'd finish her last drink. If her bedtime was 9 p.m., that meant closing the kitchen on all drinks, water, tea, juice, even high-water foods, by 6 p.m. It wasn't always easy at first. Old habits, especially comforting ones, don't break overnight. Sometimes, she'd catch herself reaching for that teapot out of routine, not thirst. But she started preparing a small glass of water to keep on her nightstand, just in case she woke up parched or needed to take a pill. The first week was an adjustment. She felt a bit dry-mouthed at first, especially since the Arizona desert is unforgiving. But within days, she noticed something remarkable. She woke up only once a night, instead of 5 times. After 2 weeks, she slept through until dawn. The look of joy and disbelief on her face when she told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm 50 again," was priceless. Margaret's story isn't rare. I've seen it happen time and again, with neighbors, friends at church, and even my parents. The science is solid. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to nighttime fluid intake, and our kidneys can't hold as well as they once did. Setting a liquid cutoff gives your hormones and your bladder a fighting chance to do their jobs. The benefits ripple outward. Deeper sleep means sharper memory, better mood, stronger immune health, and more energy for the grandkids or that long-postponed road trip. If you're worried about feeling thirsty, try these gentle tips. Front-load your hydration. Drink most of your water earlier in the day, right after waking and at lunch. Monitor hidden liquids. Soups, fruits, certain vegetables, like cucumbers and watermelon, and even ice cream all count. Prepare for emergencies. Keep a tiny cup of water by your bed, not a big bottle. That way, you're less tempted to sip absent-mindedly. Talk to your doctor. If you're on medicines that make you thirsty or have diabetes, ask about adjusting your hydration schedule. Most importantly, give yourself a week or 2 to adapt. Habits formed over a lifetime don't change instantly, but you'll be amazed at how quickly your body responds. Imagine the gift of sleeping through the night, waking with clear eyes, and facing the day with steady energy. Not the fog of exhaustion that makes everything feel harder. What struck me most, watching Margaret and so many others transform their nights, was how such a small change, one that costs nothing, can have such a profound impact. Sleep, once thought lost to age, is simply waiting to return when we give our bodies the right conditions. It's not magic, just gentle wisdom, often overlooked in the busy talk of pills and procedures. And in those quiet, peaceful mornings, when Margaret wakes before the sun and feels rested for the first time in years, she's reminded of a truth we all need to hear. We are never too old to make life a little sweeter, a little easier, and a lot more restful. So tonight, when you prepare for bed, take a look at your evening routine. Is there a mug, a bowl, or a juicy fruit you can shift to lunch instead? Can you give your body the gift of rest by drawing the line a little earlier, letting your kidneys clock out for the night? You might be surprised, just like Margaret, by the difference you feel, not only in your sleep but in every part of your day. Let this be the gentle nudge you needed. From one friend to another, your best nights aren't behind you. With one small change, you can reclaim your sleep, your energy, and all the bright mornings still to come. 2. Dining too late and consuming diuretic foods. If you're anything like me, The evening hours hold a special comfort. After a long day, there's nothing quite like sitting down to a hearty meal, savoring conversation, and maybe even enjoying a little snack while watching your favorite show before bed. For decades, that's how my evenings flowed. Dinner sometimes drifted into 8 o'clock, and if I was feeling peckish, I'd nibble on a few crackers, a handful of grapes, or even a slice of watermelon while reading. I thought it was harmless, a small pleasure at the end of the day. But what if those late dinners and innocent snacks were quietly sabotaging your sleep, night after night? It sounds almost unbelievable, but when you're over 60, your body changes in ways that make the timing and content of your meals more important than ever. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me tell you about Robert, a retired teacher from Tampa, Florida. Robert was a night owl by nature. He loved to eat dinner late. 8:30 p.m. was standard, and he often had a small snack around 9:30, especially if he stayed up to catch a ball game. My wife and I always said, "Why to eat early? We're not in a rush," he told me with a chuckle. His late-night plate almost always had fresh tomatoes, crisp cucumber slices, and a steaming mug of green tea. "It helps with digestion," he'd say, "and I sleep better on a full stomach." Or so he thought. For years, Robert woke up like clockwork, 1 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and 5:30 a.m., each time with an urgent need to visit the bathroom. He chalked it up to age, but the exhaustion was real. "Doc, I felt like a zombie during the day. I'd nap, but nothing helped. I started skipping golf with my friends and even canceled a trip with my grandkids because I just didn't have the energy." When Robert came to me, his story sounded all too familiar. Many older adults don't realize that the timing of their last meal, and even what's on their plate, can directly affect how often they need to urinate overnight. Here's what's going on. Our digestive systems slow down as we get older, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours for a typical dinner to move through our stomach and small intestine. If you eat too late, your body is still hard at work processing food while you're trying to sleep. And if that food contains diuretic ingredients, foods that naturally stimulate the kidneys to produce more urine, you're practically inviting your bladder to fill up during the night. Now, let's talk about these diuretic foods. You might be surprised to learn that many healthy foods, things we're told to eat for our hearts, our blood pressure, and our waistlines, can trigger more nighttime urination. Tomatoes, cucumbers, celery, asparagus, watermelon, coffee, green tea, and even some herbs like parsley and cilantro contain natural compounds that encourage your body to produce more urine. Add in chocolate, which not only has caffeine but also acts as a mild diuretic, and you have a perfect storm for nocturnal bathroom visits. The science behind this is fascinating. As your digestive tract processes these foods, their diuretic compounds enter your bloodstream and make their way to your kidneys. If you eat them late, especially within 4 hours of bedtime, those compounds are most active while you're trying to rest. Combine that with the fact that our body's sodium balance changes with age, and too much salt during dinner can cause your body to retain fluid, only to release it later at night, and you've got a recipe for poor sleep. So, what can you do? When Robert and I sat down together, we worked out a new routine. Instead of dinner at 8:30, he aimed for 6:30 p.m. If he needed a snack, he stuck to something light and non-diuretic, like a small banana or some brown rice crackers. Nothing juicy or high in water content. And he swapped his late-night green tea for a calming herbal blend with no caffeine or diuretic properties. It wasn't easy at first. Old habits die hard, especially when they're tied to comfort and routine. But Robert was determined. Within 10 days, Robert reported something amazing. He was only waking up once a night. After 3 weeks, he managed 6 full hours of uninterrupted sleep for the first time in years. "I can't believe it," he said. "My wife is thrilled, and I feel like I got a piece of my life back. I've even started making plans for that trip with the grandkids again." Robert's story highlights just how much power we have to change our sleep, and our lives by making simple adjustments. Here's what worked for him, and what might help you, too. Set a dinner deadline. Aim to finish your last meal at least 4 hours before you plan to go to bed. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., try to have dinner by 6 p.m. at the latest. Identify your nighttime enemies. Make a list of foods and drinks that are natural diuretics. Tomatoes, cucumbers, celery, asparagus, watermelon, coffee, green tea, chocolate, parsley, and cilantro are common culprits. Also avoid alcohol in the evening, which might make you sleepy at first but leads to more frequent awakenings. Embrace sleep-friendly foods. Lean meats, rice, sweet potatoes, bananas, oats, broccoli, and carrots are less likely to disturb your sleep. If you need a light evening snack, reach for one of these instead. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If your schedule or medications make it hard to eat earlier, talk to your doctor or a nutritionist about how you can adjust your routine without missing important meals or risking your health. It's not just about reducing nocturia, either. Eating earlier can help with digestion, reduce heartburn and acid reflux, and even support a healthier metabolism. Many seniors also notice less swelling in their feet and hands when they stop eating and drinking late into the night. As you experiment with your routine, be patient with yourself. Change is never instant. Maybe your family is used to a late dinner, or perhaps you have traditions built around evening snacks. That's okay. Start small. Even shifting dinner half an hour earlier can make a noticeable difference. Over time, you'll find a new rhythm that works for you and your household. One of the most beautiful things about aging is the wisdom that comes with it. We learn what serves us and what doesn't, and we have the freedom to make choices that honor our well-being. By understanding the link between meal timing, diuretic foods, and sleep, you're already ahead of the game. You're not just enduring the changes of age, you're actively shaping a healthier, more vibrant life. So tonight, as you look at your dinner plate or reach for that late-night snack, ask yourself, is this helping me sleep, or is it keeping me up? You have the power to make gentle, meaningful adjustments, and the reward, a restful night and brighter days, makes every change worth it. Let Robert's story inspire you, just as it inspired me. The road to better sleep doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Sometimes, it starts with something as simple as an early dinner and a mindful choice of what's on your plate. Sleep well, wake refreshed, and remember, you're never too old to embrace new habits that help you live and rest at your very best. 3. Using the bathroom just in case before bed. We've all done it, whether out of habit, worry, or a touch of old-fashioned practicality. It's the end of the evening, and you're headed to bed. Maybe you don't need to go, but you pop into the bathroom, just in case. The idea, so simple and reassuring, is that you'll empty your bladder now and buy yourself a longer stretch of sleep before the next interruption. For years, I thought this was just common sense. My mother did it, my father did it, and now, it felt only natural for me. After all, who wants to stumble to the bathroom in the middle of the night if they can avoid it? But here's the thing that took me decades to learn, that a just-in-case bathroom trip, especially when it's not truly needed, can quietly train your body into a cycle of ever shorter sleep. I remember Dorothy, a lovely 74-year-old widow from Seattle, who confided to me about her bedtime safety ritual. Every night, whether she felt the urge or not, Dorothy would use the bathroom before crawling into bed. At first, she thought it was simply prudent, like locking the front door or setting out her slippers. But, over the years, Dorothy began waking up just 2 hours after falling asleep, feeling as if her bladder was already full again. It didn't seem to matter how little she'd drunk before bed or how carefully she'd timed her dinner. She was trapped in an endless cycle of broken sleep and restless nights. What Dorothy didn't realize, and what many people never suspect, is that the bladder is an incredibly adaptive muscle, shaped by our routines. Every time we use the bathroom without a genuine urge, We're essentially teaching our bladder to become more sensitive at smaller and smaller volumes. Instead of holding 12 or even 16 ounces comfortably, our bladder starts sending urgent signals when there's only a fraction inside. Before long, the pattern is set: empty, refill, alarm, repeat. I can't count how many times I've seen this play out. A well-meaning person tries to outsmart their body, only to end up at the mercy of a bladder that never feels satisfied. But here's the gentle truth: this cycle isn't permanent. Like any habit, it can be changed with a bit of understanding and a little patience. Let's take a closer look at how this happens. The healthy adult bladder can store between 300 and 500 milliliters of urine before it genuinely needs to be emptied. But if you train it by going just in case, that capacity can shrink by half or more. Suddenly, your nights are filled with false alarms, an urgency that wakes you but isn't truly necessary. Dorothy's nightly dance with her bathroom began to take a toll. She started dreading bedtime, anxious that she'd wake up again and again. Her days grew foggy. Her energy faded. She even began to avoid evenings out with friends or family, worried she'd need the restroom too soon. But things changed when we worked together on a new bedtime routine. Instead of heading to the bathroom on autopilot, Dorothy learned to pause and check in with her body. Do I need to go, or am I just anxious? If she didn't feel a clear, pressing urge, she distracted herself for 15 or 20 minutes. Perhaps reading a chapter of a cozy mystery or listening to her favorite old tunes. More often than not, the urgency passed. On the nights she did feel the need, she went, but only then. At first, it was uncomfortable. Decades of habit tugged at her, and there were a few nights of doubt. But she stuck with it. Within a week, Dorothy noticed she was sleeping longer before waking up. Within a month, she was going 5, even 6 hours before feeling the urge, and waking in the morning feeling truly rested for the first time in years. She told me, eyes bright with pride, "I never thought I could get off this merry-go-round. I feel like I've taken back control." The emotional boost Dorothy felt was just as important as the physical one. She regained confidence in her body and realized she wasn't a slave to her bladder or her anxiety. It's a lesson I wish I could give every older friend. Trust your body's signals. Our minds can play tricks, especially when we worry about sleep, but our bodies know what they're doing if we let them. Here's what I suggest to anyone who finds themselves caught in this cycle. Apply the real need rule. Only use the bathroom before bed if you genuinely feel you need to go. If you're not sure, wait 15 to 20 minutes, occupying yourself with a calming, enjoyable activity. Retrain your bladder gently. If you do wake up at night, try to hold off on going to the bathroom for a few extra minutes each time. This helps stretch your bladder's capacity back to normal. Don't force yourself into discomfort, but gently expand your waiting window. Calm bedtime routines help. If anxiety is driving you to the bathroom, add soothing rituals to your evening. Deep breathing, soft music, a short prayer, or gentle stretching can help signal your brain and bladder that it's time for rest, not worry. Adapt for mobility. If you have trouble moving around or worry about falls, keep a portable urinal by the bed for emergencies only, not for just-in-case use. Feeling safe can help you avoid unnecessary trips. Consult your doctor. If you're taking medications that affect your bladder or have a history of incontinence, talk to your healthcare provider about a retraining plan that fits your needs. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. There's no shame in admitting that old routines are hard to break, especially ones built on care and caution. But remember, this change isn't about being tough or denying yourself. It's about restoring trust in your own body and giving yourself the gift of longer, deeper sleep. Over time, I've seen this approach transform not just nights, but entire lives. Seniors who were once weary and withdrawn have found new confidence, brighter mornings, and even a renewed social life. As Dorothy herself said, It's amazing how much joy comes back when you're not so tired all the time. So tonight, as you move through your bedtime routine, I encourage you to pause and listen to what your body is telling you. Is it a true need, or just a bit of old anxiety? Can you gently stretch your comfort zone, just a little? Each night you try is a small step toward better sleep and greater freedom. Our bodies are wiser and more resilient than we give them credit for. With a little patience and kindness, you can retrain your bladder, reclaim your rest, and wake each day feeling ready to embrace life's possibilities again. Remember, you're never too old to change a habit that isn't serving you. Trust yourself, honor your body's true needs, and know that you deserve the peace and the sleep you've been longing for. 4. Sleeping in an improper position and using incorrect pillows. If you're like most people, you probably don't think too much about the position you sleep in each night. After all, by the time your head hits the pillow, you're ready to drift away, not analyze the mechanics of your body. Maybe you've slept on your stomach since childhood, or perhaps you curl up on your side, or sometimes you even find yourself waking up twisted and tangled in the sheets, not remembering how you got there. But what if I told you that the way you sleep, and the kind of pillows you use, could be quietly working against you, nudging you awake again and again through the night? For many older adults, this connection is completely overlooked. I didn't realize it myself for years. But I'll never forget the story of Frank, a 71-year-old retired Army officer from Denver, whose simple sleep position turned out to be the key to unlocking the restful nights he thought he'd lost forever. Frank came to see me after months of restless sleep. "Doc, I served 30 years in the Army. I'm tough, but these nights are making me feel my age." He grinned sheepishly. "I've always been a stomach sleeper. The Army beds were terrible, but it's just how I learned to sleep." What he didn't expect was that this lifelong habit was putting pressure on his bladder, and playing a bigger role in his nocturia than anything he ate or drank. The science behind this is surprisingly straightforward. When you sleep on your stomach, your abdomen presses directly on your bladder, adding unnecessary physical pressure. Even if your bladder isn't full, the pressure can send full signals to your brain, making you feel the urge to get up, even when there's little urine to pass. If your spine is twisted or misaligned, or your neck is cranked by an old flat pillow, the effect is even worse. Poor circulation, increased swelling in your legs and feet, and a restless, shallow sleep that never seems to leave you refreshed. But the story doesn't stop there. The position of your legs and the type of pillow you use can affect your body's ability to return fluid from your lower limbs back to your circulatory system. Most people don't realize that fluid retention in the legs, a common issue as we age, tends to get reabsorbed into the bloodstream when we lie down at night. If you're sleeping on your back or with your feet flat, that fluid has to work harder to return to your heart. But if your posture is off, or your pillow is too high or too low, that process slows even more, causing your kidneys to filter out excess fluid right when you're trying to sleep. Frank had tried everything, adjusting his evening routine, drinking less water, even taking medication. Nothing seemed to help. He'd wake up at least 3 times a night, convinced his prostate or bladder was the sole culprit. But when we talked through his bedtime habits, one detail stood out. He always slept on his stomach, and his pillow was so old and thin it barely kept his head off the mattress. Together, we decided to try a new experiment. Frank would transition to sleeping on his side, with a medium-firm pillow between his knees to keep his hips aligned. For his head, he'd use a supportive pillow that kept his neck in a neutral, comfortable position. Not too high, not too low. The first few nights, Frank struggled. Decades of habit don't change overnight. He even joked about waking up feeling like he'd gone a few rounds with his old Army bunkmate. But he stuck with it, determined to give his body the chance to heal. Within 2 weeks, Frank noticed a huge change. He was waking up just once a night, and sometimes not at all. "I never thought something as simple as a pillow could make such a difference," he told me. Not only did his bladder calm down, but his nagging back pain improved, his legs felt less swollen, and he woke up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in years. His wife noticed too. "You don't snore as much," she teased. "And you're a lot less cranky in the mornings." Frank's journey highlights a truth many of us overlook. Sometimes, the smallest adjustments bring the biggest relief. By giving his body the right support and removing pressure from his bladder, he finally permitted himself to sleep deeply and peacefully. So, what does all this mean for you? If you're struggling with frequent nighttime bathroom trips or tossing and turning, it might be time to rethink your sleep setup. Here's how you can start. Try sleeping on your side. The left side is often best for circulation and digestion, but whichever side is more comfortable for you is fine. This reduces pressure on your bladder and helps your organs align naturally. Use a pillow between your knees. This keeps your hips and spine aligned, easing tension in your lower back and hips and helping your whole body relax. Choose the right pillow for your head. Your pillow should keep your neck in a neutral position, so you're not tilted up or down. A pillow that's too high can strain your neck and shoulders. Too low, and your spine sags out of alignment. Avoid sleeping on your stomach. It can be tough to change this habit if it's ingrained, but even a gradual shift, starting slightly on your side, using pillows for support, can help. Be mindful of swelling and circulation. If you have swelling in your legs or feet, elevating your legs slightly with an extra pillow can help fluids return to your heart and reduce overnight urine production. Invest in quality. You don't need to spend a fortune, but sometimes a new, supportive pillow or a mattress topper can be a game changer. If you suffer from arthritis, joint pain, or sleep apnea, talk to your doctor about the best positions and supports for your unique needs. There are ergonomic pillows and cushions designed for every body shape and challenge. You deserve to find what works best for you. It's easy to dismiss sleep position as not that important, but the proof is in the results. I've seen seniors who, after years of broken nights and foggy mornings, experience profound relief by simply changing the way they rest their bodies. The benefits go far beyond fewer bathroom trips. Deeper, more restorative sleep, less pain and stiffness, better mood, and more energy for the people and passions that make life rich. Frank's story, like so many others, is a gentle reminder that sometimes the key to better sleep and a better life is right under your nose. Or in this case, right under your head. Don't be afraid to experiment and see what feels best. It might take a little patience and trial and error, but your body will thank you for years to come. Tonight, as you get ready for bed, take a moment to notice how you settle in. Are you comfortable? Is your head, neck, and spine supported? Is your lower back relaxed? A few small tweaks could be the difference between another restless night and the deep, healing rest you truly deserve. Remember, you're never too old to try something new, especially when it comes to your comfort and health. Sleep is your body's chance to restore, repair, and prepare you for the joys of a new day. By making friends with your pillow and giving your body the support it needs, you open the door to brighter mornings and a renewed sense of energy, one night at a time. 5. Inadequate room temperature and incorrect sleepwear. If you've ever tossed and turned through a hot summer night or found yourself shivering under too many blankets in January, you already know how much temperature can affect your sleep. But what many people over 60 don't realize is just how powerful the connection is between your sleeping environment, your choice of pajamas, and those relentless nighttime trips to the bathroom. It's easy to dismiss room temperature and sleepwear as trivial details, mere background in the grand drama of aging and sleep. But let me tell you the story of Eleanor, a 69-year-old retired teacher from Miami, who spent years fighting a battle against Nocturia and never suspected her cozy bedroom was to blame. Eleanor loved sleeping warm. She grew up in Massachusetts, where winters bit through the walls, so even after decades in balmy Florida, she craved thick flannel pajamas, layered blankets, and the comfort of a bedroom without air conditioning. "I always like to feel snuggled up," she told me, smiling. "Makes me feel safe." What she didn't realize was that her body needed something different as the years went by. For 5 years, Eleanor woke up 4, sometimes 5 times each night, sweaty, frustrated, and always with a desperate need to use the bathroom. She tried everything: cut out evening drinks, avoided diuretic foods, and even changed her sleep position. Nothing made a difference. Each morning she'd wake groggy, her sense of humor worn thin, her patience with the world even thinner. "I thought maybe it was just my age or something wrong with my bladder," she confessed. I kept thinking, why is this happening to me? The answer, though, was hiding in plain sight. Most people don't know that your body's ability to regulate temperature is tightly linked to sleep cycles, and crucially, to nighttime urine production. Our bodies are designed to cool down slightly at night, a subtle, natural signal that it's time to rest. This cooling prompts the release of hormones like vasopressin, which tells our kidneys to concentrate urine and hold it in until morning. But when your room is too warm, or your pajamas are too thick, this system is disrupted. The body stays hot, the signal doesn't come, and your kidneys keep working at full tilt, sending you to the bathroom again and again. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It was only after Eleanor's daughter insisted on buying a new, quieter air conditioner that things began to change. At first, Eleanor protested. She thought she'd be cold, and besides, she loved her flannel. But the first night she tried sleeping in a cooler room, with light cotton pajamas and just a single soft sheet, she noticed something remarkable. She woke up only twice. By the end of the second week, she was sleeping 6, sometimes even 7 hours straight for the first time in years. "I couldn't believe it," she laughed. It was like discovering the secret password for a good night's sleep. Eleanor's transformation isn't a fluke. It's science. Sleep researchers have found that the ideal bedroom temperature for most adults, especially seniors, is between 64 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Not only does a cooler environment cue your brain that it's time for rest, but it also helps keep night sweats, hot flashes, and restlessness at bay. And when your body cools down properly, the cascade of sleep hormones works as it should, letting you pass through deep, healing stages of sleep instead of lingering in shallow, restless cycles. Sleepwear plays an equally important role. Many of us are creatures of habit, reaching for the same thick pajamas or polyester nightgowns we wore when we were younger. But synthetic fabrics trap heat and moisture, making you uncomfortable and interrupting your sleep. Natural fibers like cotton, linen, or bamboo wick moisture away and allow your skin to breathe. If you get chilly, layering with light blankets is much more effective than piling on one heavy quilt. Layers can be easily removed if you wake warm in the night, keeping your temperature in the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. If you're worried about electric bills or don't have central air, there are still simple solutions. A ceiling or oscillating fan improves air circulation and can cool a room several degrees. If you prefer open windows, try to catch the coolest breeze of the evening and close blinds during the day to keep the sun from baking your bedroom. Even a cool washcloth on your neck or a glass of ice water on the nightstand can help you feel refreshed without shocking your system. Another overlooked detail is the effect of certain medications and health conditions on your ability to regulate body temperature. Drugs for blood pressure, thyroid, or mood can all increase sensitivity to heat or cold. If you suspect your medication is affecting your comfort at night, talk to your doctor about adjusting doses or timing, or ask if a lighter, more breathable sleep wardrobe could help. Eleanor's story echoes in countless households. Once she found her new routine, her energy rebounded. "I started gardening again," she told me, glowing with pride. I'd forgotten how good a real night's sleep felt. Her friends even noticed the change. Her laughter was back, her patience with her grandchildren had returned, and she looked years younger. You too can reclaim your sleep by paying attention to the signals your body sends. Here are some gentle steps to try. Set your bedroom temperature to 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, each night. If you don't have air conditioning, use fans or open windows to promote airflow. Choose light, natural fiber sleepwear. Cotton, linen, or bamboo pajamas help wick away sweat and keep you cool. Sleep with layers. Instead of one heavy blanket, use several light layers you can add or remove as needed. Replace synthetic bedding. Polyester sheets and comforters trap heat. Switch to cotton or bamboo for a cooler sleep. Address hot flashes or chills gently. Keep a cool washcloth by your bed, or a light sweater within reach. Check your medication. Some drugs can make you sweat or feel colder. Talk to your doctor if you think this is affecting your sleep. Listen to your comfort. Everyone's perfect temperature is different. Experiment until you find what leaves you feeling refreshed in the morning. These aren't drastic changes, just thoughtful adjustments based on your unique needs. The difference can be transformative, not only for your nights but for your days as well. When you sleep deeply and undisturbed, your body has time to heal, your mind sharpens, and you greet each new day with a kind of optimism that makes life feel full of possibility again. Eleanor's journey shows that the solutions to our most frustrating problems are sometimes hiding in plain sight. A fresh sheet, a change of pajamas, the gentle hum of a fan in the night. Aging is filled with challenges, but also with new wisdom. The wisdom to listen to your body, trust its messages, and try something different if the old way isn't working. So tonight, as you settle into bed, pause for a moment. Feel the coolness of your sheets, the softness of your sleepwear, and the gentle air in your room. Know that you are giving your body every chance to rest, repair, and restore itself. And remember, you deserve a sleep that leaves you smiling at the sunrise, ready for whatever joys tomorrow brings. Thank you for staying with me through this journey of understanding how simple habits can transform your nights and your life. It's easy to feel trapped by those restless evenings, waking up again and again, tired and frustrated, wondering if it's just part of getting older. But as you've seen, it doesn't have to be that way. Small, thoughtful changes, like adjusting your liquid intake, timing your meals, trusting your body signals, choosing the right sleep position, and creating a comfortable sleep environment, can make a profound difference. I've seen countless seniors reclaim their sleep and their energy by making these gentle shifts. They're no longer prisoners of the night but wake each morning refreshed, ready to embrace their days with joy and vitality. You deserve that too. Remember, your body is resilient and capable of healing when given the right conditions. It's never too late to start sleeping better and feeling stronger. So I invite you to take what you've learned here and make one small change tonight. Whether it's setting a liquid curfew, moving your bedtime meal earlier, or simply adjusting your pillows, every step brings you closer to the restful nights you deserve. If this video has helped you, please share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how these habits are making a difference for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips designed especially for seniors like you. You've earned the gift of good sleep and vibrant days ahead. Here's to your health, your happiness, and your peaceful nights.